Unfortunately, children don't always stay kids, and there's a reason they say little kids, little problems, big problems. I'm guessing that is what Kourtney Kardashian is dealing with now. Her 10-year-old son is literally all over social media. Probably Mason Disick is trying to become a celebrity, just like the rest of the family, by setting up an Instagram account without his parents' knowledge. And he is spilling some beans. What secrets did he reveal before Kourtney and Scott deleted his account? Is Kourtney's life crisis and her departure from the family reality show connected with something other than being tired? Hit the subscription and bell button and stay with me till the very end to find out everything about this. So let's begin. Many fans of the Kardashian-Jenner clan believe that Kourtney has always been the most normal of the sisters, and of all five, she's the one who least wants publicity, and I guess the only one who hates being a celebrity. Other than Rob, of course. I didn't mention him because he has completely moved away from the family business, and also we're focusing on the ladies now. Kourtney, the eldest of the sisters, has been going through a life crisis for a long time. She's had a lot to bear, starting from years of problems she's had with the father of her 3 children, Scott Disick, to pointing out her laziness and lack of commitment by sisters, and on top of that, being accused of not being a good mother. All of this undoubtedly contributed to the fact that she finally got tired of being on their family show. Add to all of that her son will turn 11 this year, and everyone who's a parent of a young kid who's starting his teenage years knows perfectly well that it's just not that easy. Such children know a lot, although they don't understand everything. They become independent and have a lot of ideas, not always wise ones. In fact, there are rarely any good ones, and above all, despite supervision and bans, they can outsmart their parents. This is the case with Mason. The boy at the time, when his mother decided to leave the family reality show, wanted to become a star, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's go back to his mom first. Perhaps the problem with Kourtney being unhappy is something else that hardly anyone pays attention to at all. Something like how she is more aware of her wrong choice, and now she's trying to protect her children from going down the same road. What do I mean? Well, let me explain. Before Kim became this famous, Kourtney had quite an ambitious plans for the future. Mama Kris got married to Robert Kardashian and had 4 children. 40 years old today Kourtney, 39-year-old Kim, and 35-year-old Khloe, and 33-year-old Robert Jr. Their father was an influential American lawyer, attorney, and businessman, so it's all logical that the children had the opportunity to get a solid education. Kourtney graduated from a private Catholic girls' high school at Marymount High School in Los Angeles and decided to continue her education in Dallas at the Southern Methodist University. And after 2 years, however, she left the university to focus on making her dreams come true. That's why she moved to Tucson, where she received her degree in the arts while studying at Arizona University. And as you can guess, with a diploma and a well-known name of her father, she could begin to develop her artistic career. But more or less at that same time, her younger sister Kim happened. Kim slowly realized her ambitions to become a celebrity. She started her friendship with Paris Hilton, which gave her a moderate media attention. Her name started popping up among other popular names, and above all, the famous 2007 tape that was leaked. That's the perfect recipe for Kim's fame. The first season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians started in the fall of the same year, and so the adventure of the whole family fame begins. Kim appeared in the reality show together with her 2 sisters, Kourtney and Khloe, and her brother Rob, and also her 2 half-sisters who were then underage, Kylie and Kendall, plus their mother Kris and their stepfather, former Olympic athlete Bruce Jenner, who is now Caitlyn Jenner, as we all know. I mentioned all of this for a reason. Probably almost everyone, if they got such an opportunity, would be thrilled by the popularity and what is going on around it. But things were a bit different for Kourtney. Even though there was a time when Kourtney tried to be a professional and even performed on the theater stage. But her participation in the reality show brought her much more popularity, and she focused on that. Perhaps at the time, she didn't realize that her appearance on Keeping Up with the Kardashians would have an impact on her career to a large extent. You know, after all, the family fame started with Kim's tape and was not appreciated that much in the artistic world. So after 13 years of appearing on a reality show that shows almost all the aspects of their private life turned the members of the Kardashian-Jenner family to one of the most well-known families in showbiz. They skillfully create their own businesses that have become one of the most powerful women in show business. So considering all of that, Kourtney doesn't quite match this lifestyle. Now, Add that how Kim and Khloe's attitude towards their sister has changed, like they're ganging up on her, and you will see why Kourtney is right now the least liked member of the family in our office. And of course, my least favorite out of all of them. At every possible chance, Kim and Khloe do not miss the opportunity to accuse Kourtney of being lazy, aggressive, indecisive, and someone who does not know what she wants. As if that was not enough, they always point out that she is hardly involved in the program and that she benefits from the popularity that she did not gain by herself. And as you know, the tense atmosphere has recently reached its peak. The situation exploded to such an extent that there was an aggressive fight between Kourtney and Kim, and I'm not going to talk about the details here. You'll find a separate video on this channel about that, so if you haven't seen it yet, go for it right after this video. Kourtney, after this unpleasant incident, which by the way the whole world saw, decided that she no longer wanted to be part of the show. Although this decision didn't come out of nowhere, because she repeatedly said that she was tired of being on the show. She had already explained that she is a mother first and this role is her priority. So finally, after that last incident, she decided that she would no longer come to the set and tolerate the insults and harsh words of her sisters. What's more, she also confessed that she didn't like living in the spotlight and being a celebrity. Do you think that now, after finding out that her own choice was the wrong one, she wants to move away from the cameras for the sake of her children too? So that they can grow up and choose their own path without feeling obliged to follow the whole family reality show thing? Kourtney has mentioned that she doesn't judge anyone who chooses a different route, and she hopes that everyone can appreciate her choices as well. Do you think that she was addressing her sisters? She also referred to their accusations and explained on Twitter that she did not understand why they call her lazy, because raising children is also a job. She emphasized that motherhood is the most difficult but also the most rewarding occupation she has ever had. That's why she's decided to focus only on this and on developing their projects. Well, it's quite a rational decision, since her 10-year-old son dreams of making a career by revealing family secrets during lives, right? Perhaps none of the sisters can understand her choice at this point because all of the other children in the Kardashian-Jenner clan are younger than Mason. Kourtney must be the first one who's dealing with raising a teenager. And she undoubtedly has a very difficult task. Not only because Mason is no longer a little boy, but also because he's the first child to be involved in the Kardashians' reality show. And now Kourtney has to deal with his growing desire for popularity. At the moment, Kim, Khloe, and Kylie do not have to listen to children's arguments about why he or she should have an Instagram account. You know what I mean? Thinking about it, Kim surely has so much more to explain to her 6-year-old Northwest, but she still has some time before she starts being a rebel. The other children of each of the sisters are still innocent little kids. Kim and Kanye, aside from North, have a 4-year-old Saint, 2-year-old Chicago, and less than a year-old Psalm. And both True Thompson, daughter of Khloe, and Stormi Webster, Kylie's princess, are 2 years old. Now you see why I say Kourtney is the only family member who's dealing with a teenager, right? Like I said, she was the first sister to become a mother. On December 14th of 2009, she gave birth to her first son, Mason Dash, who with his last online activities caused quite a stir. But we'll talk about this in detail in a moment. First, let's go to the time that Mason was just a little boy. As far as we know, back then his mother had no resistance against showing him on the camera. So, as the only kid of the family at the time, he was an extremely sweet addition to various everyday situations on the reality show. Perhaps at that time, his mother didn't realize that having his little boy brought up in the spotlight might have not been the best idea. Kourtney has 2 children in addition to Mason. On July 8th of 2012, she gave birth to her daughter Penelope, and on December 14th of 2014, her son Rain. Meanwhile, they grow extremely fast and you can't always look after them. And let's be honest, Kourtney is not known as the best mom in the family either. Recently, almost 11-year-old Mason set up an Instagram account without asking his parents for permission. As soon as Kourtney found out, this account quickly disappeared. However, the boy managed to cause some problems during that short time. Why? Well, he began to reveal family secrets during his live. And so he said that Travis Scott and Kylie Jenner were not back together in real life. Although this family is known for showing their private lives, you must know that they are really in control of what the others see. So do you think that Kourtney had some trouble with her son's actions? Well, she certainly was angered by Mason's behavior, who had a big grudge against her for deleting his Instagram. It turns out that during his short-term career on the social network, the boy not only managed to reveal the secrets of his aunt to the world, but he also also started his first online drama. Small, but things could have gone differently if he had the opportunity to say a few more words. So who did it get to? During a public conversation with Addison Rae, the star of TikTok, Mason unexpectedly threw shades at Jeffree Star. Less than 11-year-old Mason stated that the makeup artist is very spoiled. Isn't that hilarious? Coming from a privileged child who was born into fame and money, floating in luxury? Jeffree didn't get into unnecessary discussions, but he commented on the situation. On his Twitter, he wrote that Mason may have confused his own privileges with those that he had earned. He also added that he hopes his father will be able to educate him. Kourtney is trying to be a mom with discipline, and I know it might sound funny, but she explained that her son doesn't even have his own phone, just an iPad and a computer for school. Well, isn't that enough to get around the parents' bans? You always have to be the one step ahead of these kids if you want to control them, Kourtney. But once she found out about the whole thing, it didn't take long to cut off the boy from social media. Clever Mason started filming on TikTok a while later. There, he confessed that his parents deleted his account because he was too young. However, he had a taste for fame because he proudly said that he had become viral, and if it wasn't for his parents' intervention, he would have had a few million followers already. As his mother confessed, she was most afraid that her son would start to receive unpleasant comments because people can be cruel. We totally understand her here, right? But also a huge part of being a celebrity is facing negative comments. Guess he needs to learn that if he wants to become famous, right? So, do you think that Kourtney will be able to stop her son from playing the role of a celebrity? Do you think that her departure from the program may also be because of the fact that she wants to protect her children from what Mason has fallen into? Do you think that she may feel unfulfilled and overwhelmed by the path that she has chosen, or better say by the path that her family has chosen for her? Let's talk about that in the comments, and remember to like, share, and become part of our Curious Sips family by subscribing to our channel. Oh, and also, don't forget about our Instagram account. Until next time, guys.